Hey, what's better than hanging out than just one Disney nerd?
What's better?
How about hanging out with two Disney nerds? Guys, today in Provost Park West, I got Dallin from Offhand Disney.
That's me. We're here in Frontierland.
I'm gonna show Dallin. I'm gonna try to see if I can stump him. I think he knows everything, but we're gonna try to see if I can show him some cool things about Frontierland he doesn't know. Now, if you're coming over from Dallin's video, you've already seen that how much fun we're having today. If you haven't, at the end of this video, there'll be a link where you can go over, because we did another video that's coming out about Fantasyland. Be sure to watch the video and subscribe to his channel.
All right. On that one too, so you'll get the double the Disney nerd.
Double the nerd! Woo! All right, so one of my favorite things, Dallin, is here we are at the Shooting Gun Exposition. Did you know, if you are here right at the very beginning, the guns are free?
You don't have to pay a cent to enjoy this amazing
Not one cent.
experience.
There are 60 targets, okay? Each gun has 25 shots. So, you have to play 3 times to see if you hit all 60 targets. All right, I want to see if you hit the stable, Dallin.
I'm gonna try my best. No, the answer is no.
Oh, he got it!
Sharpshooter. You're gonna aim for the bank.
The
right
bank?
there in the back
All
left.
right. This is called the Shooting Exposition Challenge. Go up to the stable.
Okay.
You gotta pick it up and shoot it in 2 seconds. I'll go first.
All right.
Let's see, ready? Say when.
And when?
Oh my goodness, watch out. My gun was all over the place. Let's go for, I want you to go for the 1855. He loved to dance, he drank his fill, he drinks no more, he dances still. All right, ready? When? Oh!
Maybe a little over 2 seconds, barely.
So here's the thing, when you get here, first thing is that nobody knows this. The guns are free. After that, it's 50 cents to use the gun, and you get like a change right there at the change machines. But I mean, coming in the morning and shoot the guns are free, and you're like, why not? I get a lot of shots. Watch the train, ready? Oh no. Oh, you got it!
For you. Finish it off for you.
When you first come into Frontierland, you're gonna notice it's a wilderness fort.
Yeah. Lots of trees, lots of bushes, and lots of logs everywhere.
Everywhere you look. And the reason is because back in the Wild West, they would build what? Wilderness forts.
Right? I guess that makes sense.
Out in the wilderness, and they're forts. But what you really want to notice is, as you progress through Frontierland, it's gonna go from like a wilderness fort, then into like a mercantile store, and then into more like a boomtown. It's exactly how those boomtowns would progress in the olden days. They go from like a fort, moving all the way on.
Right. It never occurred to me. It's like a progression of time as you move further into the land.
All right, also when you first come in here, Dallin, you can see
Right.
this is the Westward Ho Trading Co. And you're gonna see some antlers. By the way, in one video I called them horns and people basically tore me apart. They're like, they're not
It's
horns.
different, they're different.
I did not know that. Did you know? I didn't know that. They are antlers, and there's a bunch of antlers on the roof and the wall of the trading co. The reason is because back in the olden days, a lot of the cowboys were illiterate. They didn't have YouTube and they couldn't read.
So you're telling me they didn't know all the Disney secrets?
They didn't know all the Disney
Because they
secrets.
didn't have YouTube.
They didn't know it. So what they would do is they'd put these antlers on the roof, on the side of the buildings to let cowboys know this is where you can come in and barter and trade and buy goods. Disney is doing that here too, but they really don't let you barter. I mean, I want you to see you try to go in there and see what
Haggle down the price of a couple pins.
Come on.
Who's this guy?
This guy or this guy? Well, this looks like a Native American man with a knife and a gun, and I think I'm Offhand Disney.
Could be the other way around.
He does kind of look like Offhand Disney. I love your John Lafitte stuff. And the people over? Man, I love it when you scream into the microphone. Funniest thing I've ever seen. I think he's shy. Very, very reserved. The strong, silent type, which I can respect. Not all YouTubers need to be on at all times. This guy, he's just trying to enjoy his day at Disneyland.
Now, I know you probably know this. You know he's a twin. There's another one here in the Disneyland park. Do you know where that is?
It's on Main Street,
It's on-
right?
Yeah, it's on Main Street. Now, you might be asking, why do they have this Native American? What does it mean? Well, these are the two spots in Disneyland where they used to sell tobacco. Like, you can buy cigarettes. And that was what this Native American statue represented, was a place to buy cigarettes. We're not do that anymore. No cigarettes. No, don't smoke.
Wait, you're telling me they don't sell them in here?
Yeah. Let's go find out.
Let's go see.
Cigarettes. Just kidding. We know you don't have. But did you know that's what the Native American statue was for? As most people know, that's where you can buy cigarettes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there's another one on Main Street. There's only the two spots in Disney open where you can buy cigarettes. That's what those were for. You guys, you should always be watching, Offhand Disney. He has almost all the cool secrets about the Haunted Mansion. He's the Haunted Mansion guy. That's that's your thing.
You could say I am the ghost host.
When you are inside the Western Ho Trading Co., you're gonna see right in the center, there's like this knotted pine.
Lots of nuts.
Lots of knots. It's a real pine, and they brought it in here, they liked it, because a lot of times when a pine is like this, it has lots of knots, they'll shave it down to make a nice little log. That's what you call it, I guess.
I would say that's an appropriate name for it.
Log, but they didn't. They said, you know what, we like the aesthetic value, so they kept it.
It does add a certain je ne sais quoi to this Westward Ho Trading Co.
Je ne sais quoi. That means awesome.
It's pretty cool.
I'm standing here waiting for a knot pun.
Oh my gosh. You know why this log doesn't have any shoes?
Why?
Because there's so many knots. We got a cast member to laugh. Yeah, she laughed. Yeah. I'm not kidding.
There we go. I've got not a single pun in my head right now. All right, so we all know here at Disneyland we have the amazing Golden Horseshoe Saloon with the Golden Horseshoe Review, an amazing show. But what is the review, the Opera House area in Frontierland at Walt Disney World called? Do you know, Chris?
At Walt Disney World? Ah! What is it called?
What's better than gold?
Platinum? Diamond?
Diamond.
Diamond! I knew that!
It's the Diamond Horseshoe in Walt Disney World. And then, across the ocean in Europe, when they were building Euro Disneyland, known as Disneyland Paris today, they didn't go above Diamond, they actually went below gold. So what is one sort of quality level below gold?
Silver.
But it's not the Silver Horseshoe. It's called the Silver Spur, because they wanted to create some differential between the American parks and the European and the other side of the world. So they have the Silver Spur, the Golden Horseshoe, and the Diamond Horseshoe.
Here, guys, you guys already know this. I love this stuff so much. Dallin and I are on the phone like almost every night, just like talking, like, hey buddy, did you know this about this? He's like, did you know this? And he's like, I didn't know that. I'm like, this. He's like, what about the Silver Spur? I'm like, what?
The Silver Spur Saloon. So right now we're right in front of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, right behind the standby sign.
Yes. There is an Ace of Clubs card put up there. And the reason they would do that is they put the Ace of Cards and then they go far away and they would try to shoot them, bam, 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 and see who could shoot the Ace of Clubs right through the center. And as you can see,
nobody got it.
We could have done it.
Well, did you see us over at the shooting expedition?
I mean,
we could have
obviously.
easily gotten it.
I got chosen. We are off to go do Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Now I'm gonna ask some questions that are very hard for you.
All right.
What are your favorite attractions at Disneyland?
Oh, that's so hard. I can't even think of one that I enjoy. Or I guess I could start on the Haunted Mansion. Ones that don't exist anymore, like the People Mover, or ones that are Fantasyland classics, like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, where you die and go to hell.
So here we are, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and you were saying your favorite rides at Disneyland. You couldn't even think of any because you don't like any of them.
Right, no, it's Walt Disney World. You talk about Epcot, then I can tell you Living with the Land, Spaceship Earth, Mission Space, you know? Those rides, the classics.
The classics.
Mission Space, the classic.
Do you do orange or green?
Oh, green. I can't handle orange. If I ride orange, I'm out of commission for the rest of the
That
day.
happened with my wife Amanda. She's like, oh, I can do orange. She did orange. She got so sick that we had to put her in a stroller and push her. I'm not even joking. So, Dallin at Offhand Disney, he goes to Walt Disney World a lot too. Which one's better, Autopia or Tomorrowland Speedway?
I have to say, I think Autopia is better. Not only is it longer, but there is that segment where you go off-roading. You go off into the dirt, into the hills.
I was worried you were going to say Tomorrowland Speedway for just a moment, so I'm glad.
I mean, if it was longer and maybe if it went through Tron when it opened, that maybe
Oh
might-
my
might
gosh,
set it ahead.
that would make it pretty sweet.
Maybe that would set it ahead.
All right, so your buddy, Tony Baxter.
Of course, yeah, my good friend Tony Baxter.
Tony, I like that.
I know him.
And so Tony actually designed this particular attraction. It took 7 years to plan, and then it took 2 years to build. This was the very first roller coaster that was ever aided by a computer, where they modeled it, the computer helped to model it. It would take days. When I say days, I mean months for the to render, and then come back, it's like, this track won't work, and then redo it again,
You have to
and
render it again.
and again. And eventually the computer's like, this track will work. First one ever to be done by computers. That's really weird, because nowadays everything's done by computers. I mean, like everything.
Right, and the rendering is like this. While we're in line for Big Thunder Mountain
Yeah.
Railroad, if you look right up there, you can see the little town of Rainbow Ridge that surrounds us. And it's not original for Big Thunder Mountain. Did you know it was here from the very beginning days of Disneyland? Back when Walt was wandering this park?
That was from Nature's Wonderland.
The mine train through Nature's Wonderland,
Yes.
right? And that's one of many remnants. Most of Frontierland is like a remnant. It has the tracks and the ride vehicles of this old attraction it's now sadly gone.
Now, here's what's really crazy though. Most people don't know this. The engines here in Big Thunder Mountain Railroad were the actual engines on Nature's Wonderland, but they were brightly colored. Most people don't know that because they're the exact same engines. They were just painted differently. They brought them over here and put them on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. So there's another little remnant. It's an actual old ride, part of a new ride.
Right. And there's one more thing before we
Yes.
get on this ride. It's sort of a spiritual successor, right, to the mine train. A little bit faster, you
Yes.
know, a little bit more exciting.
Yeah.
They used to go through a little place called the Rainbow Caverns
Yes.
on the mine train. And they sort of did that with the first lift hill.
The lift hill, yeah.
Is sort of a successor or a type of Rainbow Cavern.
Little rainbow camera off the side. You see stalagmites and stalactites, and we know that a stalactite is one that hangs upside down because they're hanging on super tight.
Right.
Stalactite.
Stalagmite, you might trip over it if you're walking.
Oh! So it's awesome. We were just talking about the goat trick. Then all of a sudden, Dallin's like, yeah, did you know about the twin goat in Walt Disney World? I was like, what?
Right, so on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at Walt Disney World, there is no goat. There's no goat trick. You can't look at the goat. But
goat.
there is the exact same audio animatronic of that goat at Epcot over on Living with the Land, standing on top of a crate in the farmhouse scene.
Are you serious?
Same goat, same bleat, same animatronic, same movement. He's not holding a stick of dynamite, but it is the same guy. He's just over at Epcot.
Who knew? I mean, he did.
I did.
Thumbnail Dave is filming today. He's like, well, you need to tell everyone what the goat trick is. I'm like, I'm pretty sure people know what the goat trick is, but just in case you don't, the goat trick is when you go up the second hill, you see the goat on the right-hand side. And what do? You turn your body and eyes at the goat. And when you go around, you sit there and stare at the goat, and it'll give you that centrifugal force. It gives you a big feeling. The best row for it, though, is row 15.
You're welcome to everybody who didn't know what that was.
All right, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna teach Dallin how to do the ugly laugh challenge. Are you ready? Let's do it. Okay, ready, go. Hit it, Mickey. Hit it, Mickey. We're about ready to go do the goat challenge.
Yes, we're right there. We're right at the verge of being able to look at the goat.
Goat-tastic. There he is. That was awesome. Oh, no! Careful, watch out! Don't go in here. It's red lights. What does it mean? Velocity! When you get off on the exit, if you get off on the right-hand side, you're gonna see a signpost right there. This is one of Dallin's favorite things about Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Right. No, it connects all the Frontierlands around the world. So you'll see on the very top it says Grizzly Gulch, which is the Frontierland equivalent in Hong Kong,
yes.
Disneyland. And then you have right below it Thunder Mesa, which is Disneyland Paris, where Phantom Manor
Yeah.
is. And then below that you have Rainbow Ridge, which is where we are currently.
We're in
right
Rainbow
here
Ridge
at
right now.
Disneyland. And below Rainbow Ridge you have Tumbleweed, which is Walt Disney World's Frontierland.
Yeah.
So it's all the Frontierlands all over the world.
Yeah, every Big Thunder Mountain, it points to all of them.
And it's actually accurate. I think the miles are accurate on that
it is.
sign.
It is, it's sweet.
It's super cool.
This is really cool. It's kind of this is what a deep cut down. Ready? Ready for a deep cut?
Let's figure it out.
There's a Mark Twain poster right here. This is we're right across from Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. On this Mark Twain poster, on the Mark Twain, there's a railings there. On the bottom level, right where the railings end, there is a full-bodied Mickey, a hidden Mickey right there on this particular poster. It's really hard to see.
He's really small, but if you zoom in with your camera or your binoculars or whatever you bring to the park, you might be able to
Telescope?
see it. Yes, like Jack Sparrow and Barbossa. Right where the railing ends on the bottom row, you can see two women standing, and then to the right by that pillar, you can see a small little Mickey. He's very small, and you have to really squint to see him, but he's there. I promise.
I see him.
I got something for you. You ready?
Go for it, yeah.
So, you're at Winnie the Pooh ride. At the end, you hear some bees. They ordered 12 bees because they wanted an authentic sound to record that. And when they opened up the box, there was 13 bees. The guy's like, we have an extra one. He's like, oh, that's a freebie. He never laughed.
We tried our best.
We just boarded the Mark Twain.
Yes.
This ride has some interesting history. Did you know that this is the ride that came up with like the capacities, like how many people could be on a ride? When this ride first opened, it was super popular, right? They had over 500 people get on the boat the first week, and it got so heavy that it came off the track and went onto the shore. Because of that, they came up with a capacity of 300 people per maximum on this boat. And after that, they always have like your rider capacity, all because of Mark Twain.
You don't want to beach the boat, right?
Yo,
you don't want to sink the Mark Twain.
Nobody wants to sink the Mark Twain. We are on Mark Twain right now, and we're standing on a piece of history. Hang on one second. All right, so we are standing on a piece.
Famous landmark.
He doesn't want him to talk. It's completely understandable.
Everyone seems to have with 999 ghosts, ghouls, and goblins.
By the way, there are no goblins in the Haunted Mansion. He said ghosts, ghouls, and goblins. There's ghosts and there's ghouls, but there is not a single goblin to be found in the Haunted Mansion. That is a fake fact. Nope, that's not a fun fact. That's a fake fact.
That's a fake news, everybody. Fake news, right here.
Don't listen to him. There's no goblins in there.
So we're standing on a piece of history.
What? Tell us. Well, okay, so the Disneyland opening celebration, or the opening-ish celebration, Louis Armstrong and
Wait, I'm sorry. Dallin, it's good news. I gotta yell at him.
Could have been a real good sweat rolling one of those around the river. Me?
Hey! Hi, Meg!
Mark Twain riverboat any day.
Okay, sorry, I had to heckle them all the time. And now we're back.
You know about the Jungle Book?
Yes, I know about Jungle Book.
The orangutan in that, his name is King
Louis.
Named after the famous Louis Armstrong, famous jazz musician who performed right here where we're standing during the early days of Disneyland for a big celebration.
I didn't know that King Louis is named after Louis Armstrong.
They tried to get him to voice him in the film, but they couldn't get him, so they had to go to the second choice. But they still named him Louis after
Oh my gosh, it's
Louis
amazing.
Armstrong.
Yeah. Well, that's a weird shot.
That is a cool shot, though.
All right, here we are on the Mark Twain, and you can see this bar here.
Right.
Do you know originally what this is for? And you're gonna be sad when you hear this.
No, I don't know. What
Because
is this all
last
about?
night, what did you cancel? Like, we were walking around and you ran out of time. We didn't have time to go get it, so you had to cancel something. You wanted a special drink.
It was right before closing. I
Yeah.
wanted a mint julep,
A mint
so
julep.
bad.
Couldn't get it. The idea was this is supposed to be a mint julep bar. You'd be able to buy mint juleps when you're going along. But the state of California requires you to serve drinks. You have to have plumbing. And since they didn't have any onboard plumbing, they had to scrap the idea. They still have the bar, but no mint juleps. How sweet would that be coming here? You're like,
A reminder of what could have been
Right here.
enjoying a mint julep while riding along the rivers of America.
one of my very favorite things about the Mark Twain is these lamps. You see these lamps, they go side to side and back and forth. The reason was, back in the olden days, these would be filled with oil. And the oil and fire and water, wood,
Not mix.
doesn't mix. So, they didn't ever want these to like tip over and cause fires. So they have these little bevels to make them move side to side, so they swivel. So when the boat would go over like this, it would always be level.
What easier way to put out a fire than being on a boat, right? Because you could just shovel the water from the river onto it.
Just put the boat underwater,
Yeah, just sink the boat.
then you got a submarine.
But yeah, then that raises a whole new problem. But yeah, it just takes one.
But yeah, fire's out. This guy.
The railroad built to haul gold out of the mountain.
That was probably the funniest pun I've ever said in my life.
You're like, wait, what?
Here we are, still in Frontierland, obviously, by the Petrified tree.
Yes, a very important petrified tree. Walt was visiting my home state of Colorado, and he saw this at a place called Pike Petrified Forest. It's right here on the plaque. And he loved it so much that he bought it and gave it to his wife Lillian as a gift. Now that's on the plaque, everyone knows about this, but what they don't know is what the area around this place looks like today, because Pike Petrified Forest, Chris, doesn't exist anymore. It was a tourist trap back in the 50s and 60s. You would go there and you could buy petrified rocks and wood. Now it's known as the Fluorescent Fossil Beds, where you can go and see dinosaur skeletons, because not only are there petrified trees, but it petrified a bunch of other stuff, including the bodies of dinosaurs. So now they're known for their dinosaur bones rather than their petrified trees. But here at Disneyland, you can still get a little piece of history in front of the petrified tree.
Do they have rocks?
They have a lot of rocks still. You can't really pick them up off the ground and buy them anymore, but they still do have a lot of rocks.
I bet you that place rocks.
It absolutely petrifies me every time I go.
Okay, so here we are. This is a sweet, sweet mural, but they've changed it.
They have. It used to be Loud Bang's Fireworks, as in the man Loud Bang. And obviously since then they've changed it to Red Dragon and
Co.
Company. But if you still want a pun or a little detail, we can come over here. You see Red Dragon and Company, employee entrance only for the cast members, but you also have no lit smokes, no smoking. Why would you not be able to smoke back here? Well, one, because it's Disneyland, and two, this is the fireworks factory. If you were to smoke back here and something were to catch fire, this whole place would go up into flame. And so that is an indication of no smoking, because you'll blow up the building, because we make fireworks. So there's still something back here for you if you're looking for a detail.
Actually, this is kind of blowing my mind right now, though. I did not know this was here. This is the only second place in all of Disneyland that uses the word employee right there.
Right, instead of cast member.
Cast member. If you want to find out where the other place is, watch my video, the top 5 things at Disneyland you didn't know. That talks about the other place that says employee. This is it.
But this is like a character, meaning this isn't real Disneyland, right?
No, yeah, this is a character. Well, it's employees of the Red Dragon Firework Company, not cast members of Disney.
Yes.
So technically.
Oh, so technically it works.
Yeah.
Technically, Frontierland has 3 stores. They're all kind of connected, but there are 3 individual stores. Let's go in and check them out. You know what he said when his son went to school? Bye, son.
Oh, I get it.
So technically we're in one store. You walk in there, this is the second store, and then it's connected to the third store. So there are 3 stores in Frontierland, but they're all interconnected. It's almost like a chuck wagon of trains.
Yes,
a
caravan of stores.
I'm issuing you a challenge. Dallin doesn't even know what a challenge is. You ready?
No, I'm in the dark right now.
Okay, we're gonna see who can draw their guns faster.
All right.
You go first.
All right.
Ready? When? Oh, that's fast.
No sharpshooter.
Oh, you did the flip? Okay, ready? Go. I don't know why mine look, I got a double barrel.
What was that hip slap first?
And now we analyze it frame by frame.
Wait,
to
do
see
it together,
who's
do it
faster.
together, do it together.
Okay, so put this at a really high frame rate because this is gonna go in slow motion.
Well, I just witnessed an epic duel. How you guys feeling?
Well,
Turns out I'm the fastest sheriff in the West, and Chris is the slowest outlaw. So I mean, what can I say? I outshot him. I got a good trigger finger.
he cheated. My gun jammed.
How did that? Well, did you try to put some peanut butter on there
Yeah,
to finish it off?
Now, right outside the Mercantile, you have this leather working place. You come in here, you get a personalized leather like wristband and all kinds of things.
Tags,
Yeah, tags. You
bracelet.
you'll put your name on it. It's pretty cool. It's a nice little souvenir if you like that stuff.
Personalized too.
They'll put your name. When I say your name, they only spell YOURNAME. That's all they can
Yeah,
write
specifically.
on it. It's gonna say your name.
For legal reasons.
Dallin just told me that this is the #1 leatherworking place in all of Disneyland. And I was like, I think it's the only one. He's like, no.
Incorrect. No, there's one in Tomorrowland, of all places, which is really interesting. What? There was one in Cars Land that is not open currently. And I believe there was another one somewhere back in Fantasyland. So maybe in my video we can take a look at
Oh,
that.
see that?
A
Yes.
nice connection.
So if you want to see the leatherworks in Fantasyland, be sure to watch this video. And when we say they personalize it, they really can spell your name just like this.
As long as it's spelled Y-O-U. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing around. Only if your name is Sonia or John, though, unfortunately.
The engraving is complimentary. If you buy a leather bracelet, they'll do that, but they only do names, dates, or initials. That's all they're gonna do. They can't do like messages. So a name, a date, or an initial. But they could do a date with an initial but no name, or a name with no initials and just with numbers. You'll notice the name of the store is Davy Crockett's. Davy Crockett was one of the opening day characters that was showcased here in Frontierland, but there's more to it than that. Are you ready?
Let me hear it.
Let's do a little deep dive. Behind us, there is a window there. It's Fess Parker's window. Now, Fess Parker, he worked here as the character of Davy Crockett.
Correct.
And he would ride on the horse. If you look at the opening day of Frontierland, you can see him riding a horse right down this street.
He was in a parade, too. The opening day Disneyland parade.
Yes.
As Davy Crockett.
And here's what's interesting. Fess Parker is a very shy and quiet guy. He actually got so overwhelmed by being Davy Crockett because people would mob him that after a while he went to Walt Disney. He's like, I don't really want to do that anymore. Can I do something else? And they're like, sure, it's something else. Because he looked just like Davy Crockett, what you think Davy Crockett looked like.
Right. And so, instead of getting a window on Main Street, he got a window in his hometown, essentially,
Yeah.
at Frontierland.
All right, so what state does Frontierland take place in? Nobody's really sure. It's speculated it's one of two states though, either Montana or Wyoming, because there's posters. You can see Big Country, Big Sky Country, Montana. Now, this is a real travel agency, and you can call them and they'll take you on a tour to
Montana.
Hey, we're in Montana.
Let's go to Montana. What are we doing in Montana?
We're in it. It's just Big Sky. Now I show you the Wyoming poster. Let's do it. Ready? Cowboy Walk over. We need to talk about this if you have manners as a cowboy. Are you ready?
Right.
You notice that the entries boards, they painted this faux mud on it. The reason is, back in the old days, a cowboy come in, they have a lot of guck on their boots. Yes. If you are a good cowboy and you like the proprietor, you would scrape off your boots. If you didn't like him, you wanted to offend him, you just walk right on in. Fake mud. If we're not in Montana, we would obviously want to be in Yellowstone Park in Wyoming. We're in Wyoming. This is a real travel company, guys. You can call them. I'll take you to Wyoming. Wyoming, by the way, is the least populated state in all of the 50 states.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, I think they have barely over 500,000 people.
Ironically, though, now there is something we can do. Instead of just being in Montana, we can go look at the geyser erupt in Wyoming. Wow, look at all that hot water.
Woo! This I find super offensive. They only have geysers. You think they should have some girdlers? Oh, you liked it, didn't you?
That is the best kind joke I've ever heard.
All right, Dallin. So let's talk a little bit about your channel,
Right.
Offhand Disney.
Yes.
Okay, you guys, his channel, being for reals, is one of the most legit channels you need for Disney secrets, trivia, fun things. Particularly, his bread and butter is the Haunted Mansion,
Right.
and the connection to Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right. All of New Orleans Square is essentially my wheelhouse.
Yes, all of it. That's how I found it. And I have to tell you something. I emailed Dallin, I'm like, hey, do you want to do this little collaboration video? I was shaking and so nervous because I was like, oh my gosh. And he responded, you're like, he's a dream.
I said, tell me when. I said,
Yeah.
tell me when. I'll make the trip right now.
I know, he's so nice, it's awesome. So, Dallin, real quickly, I gotta ask, what is on your channel on Offhand Disney? By the way, guys, it's so interesting, Dallin, because a lot of times he just does voiceovers and videos. We're
Right.
walking around and people will hear him talking, and you can see all his heads whipping. Like,
I have
"Where-"
to be speaking in
Yes.
order to be recognized.
Like, I know that voice. What's your favorite video you've ever done, or that you've done on your channel?
Well, it feels... there's two. Okay,
Okay.
I can't choose between two.
Sure.
Because I love Disneyland and I love Walt Disney World, so I chose one for each coast.
Okay, fair enough.
Disneyland, the Haunted Mansion 50th anniversary
Yes.
event. Were you there? Did
Yes.
you get to go?
Yeah.
3 a.m.
Oh
in the
my gosh.
Disneyland park with the live actors in the Haunted Mansion. I met the hitchhiking ghosts and they recognized me. They said, "We've seen you around the mansion before. We're a
Are
big
you
fan
serious?
of your stories." So the hitchhiking ghosts knew of me. And meanwhile, over there, the other coast, the Walt Disney World 50th vlog, where I went around the Magic Kingdom resorts that were open on opening day, the Polynesian and the Contemporary, and I pointed out all the opening day things, went and rode some opening day rides at the Magic Kingdom, and finished it off with Enchantment, the new nighttime fireworks show.
Yes.
Such a magical day for me, and it was fun to just talk about the history of the parks.
We were both there, but our paths didn't cross.
But now, yeah.
Now our paths cross all the time. But I was there at the Haunted 50th and at Walt Disney World 50th, both magical nights.
Yes.
So awesome. Check out his channel, guys. We're seeing Mickey. It's Donald!
The grand finale. We saved the best for last.
This line, this divides Frontierland to Fantasyland. And we've had a lot of fun today talking about all the cool things about Frontierland, but don't let the party stop here. We're now gonna have another video all about Fantasyland on Dallin's channel on Offhand Disney. We're releasing these videos on the same day, so you just got done watching this, you go over there, you can watch that video, and we're talking about Fantasyland.
Right. You can see down on the ground here, one last detail before we leave. The dirt path of Frontierland turns into a gravel road of Fantasyland. So why don't we just head into Fantasyland and get started?
Let's do it. Make sure you subscribe to both our channels. All right, let's do this.